Right now at noon, a death investigation after a car ends up in the Yahara River. What police are saying at this hour. Plus, former President Trump campaigns in the battleground state of North Carolina as Vice President Kamala Harris focuses on the so-called Blue Wall states. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us today at noon. I'm Josh Spreiter. Right now, Monona police are investigating a death after finding a car upside down in the Yahara River overnight. A Monona police officer tells us that they saw the vehicle just after 1 this morning. The detective says speed may have been involved and the identity will be released later today by the medical examiner. This all happened near the West Broadway Bridge. You're looking at scenes earlier as crews were pulling that car out. We are working to confirm more details. We'll share with you during our news breaks on Channel 3000.com. 2R3 for the People coverage. Vice President Kamala Harris will be back in the Badger State today. She'll campaign in Waukesha alongside former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney. The pair are scheduled to tour multiple swing states together. These campaign visits are expected to be moderated conversations about Harris's agenda. Harris and Cheney have campaigned together in Wisconsin before. They spoke at Ripon College earlier this month. Former President Barack Obama and Democratic vice presidential nominee Governor Tim Walz will be campaigning in Madison tomorrow. This is the same day early voting opens in Wisconsin. Obama and Walz are expected to hold a rally to encourage voters to vote early for Democrats. They're expected to speak around 1:30 in the afternoon. The location for the rally has not officially been released. Meanwhile, former President Trump is looking to shore up support in North Carolina, a state he won by less than 2% in 2020. Trump is touring storm damage in Asheville as the area still faces a long road to recovery after Hurricane Helene. He'll later hold a rally in Greenville, North Carolina. Early voting got underway in that state on Thursday. Already more than 1 million people have cast ballots, a record for the start of voting in North Carolina. Well, warmer temperatures look to be sticking around in your certified most accurate forecast. First Storm meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio, and we're flipping back to summer, Kelly.
Yeah, you can probably hear the lawnmower behind me. It's hard to believe we're still having to mow the lawn this late in October, but that's just because it's been so warm. I know we need some rain, but this will likely be the last time we'll have to mow this year. All right, winds are out of the south up to around 10 miles per hour. We've had the breezy conditions, and these have been these southerly winds, and that's what's been keeping us so warm. Right now, we do have sunshine again, crystal clear blue skies, already up to a 72 with that southwest wind at 8 miles per hour. So a lot of sunshine again today, and that breeze out of the south could get us very close to some records. I don't think we'll quite get to the record, which is 84, but once again, getting close to 80 today. Now, things will change tomorrow. We've got a cold front approaching us. That'll bring in more cloud cover. Can't rule out a spotty shower, it looks like, going into tomorrow afternoon. I think the better chances of rain will come in Thursday night, so some good news there. 72 in Madison, 74 in Middleton, Fitchburg at 73, Wanakee currently at 74. Sunshine galore across southern Wisconsin as temperatures get close to 80 today. We do have a few chances of rain tomorrow, but a better chance, it looks like now, later in the week, and we'll time that out for you coming up in the first one forecast.
We could use some rain.
Yeah, we definitely could. It looks like a pretty good shot later this week.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, it is Victory Monday for the Green Bay Packers after knocking out the Houston Texans 24-22. The Packers overcoming 3 turnovers to win their 3rd straight game. Quarterback Jordan Love had an up-and-down game, throwing 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Running back Brandon Jacobs also scoring his first career receiving touchdown in the win. Meanwhile, the Packers' new kicker, Brandon McManus, also the hero, making the game-winning field goal as time expired. The Packers head to Jacksonville next Sunday to take on the Jaguars. Kickoff is set for noon. Well, the Girl Scouts are raising membership dues 160% over the next 2 years. The National Council voted to hike prices from $25 to $45 in 2026. In 2027, dues will increase again to $65 per scout. Membership dues are the organization's largest source of revenue. In 2023, they generated $38 million from nearly 2 million members. The Girl Scouts are facing cash flow issues stemming from the pandemic, inflation, and changing consumer behaviors. The Coats for Kids campaign is still looking for volunteers for its distribution day this Friday. It'll be happening October 25th from 9 to 6 at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County at their Fitchburg, Madison, and Sun Prairie locations. Volunteers can sign up by emailing the BGCDC volunteer coordinator. We have a link to that email on channel3000.com. Still ahead for us this afternoon. If you have a question or concern about your plants or garden, now is the time to send us your questions via email to tips@channel3000.com. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will join us later in this broadcast with the answers. Again, that is tips@channel3000.com. Up next, check your freezers why dozens of frozen waffles are being recalled. Plus, a 5-week-long strike at Boeing could come to an end. How union workers at Boeing are preparing to vote on a new contract proposal.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Moving forward.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
It seems like everyone in Washington is either too far left or too far right. I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll stand up to Democrats to fight for a secure border and stop wasteful spending. I'll stand up to extremists like Derek Van Orden, who wants to ban all abortions with no exceptions. Like you, I'm fed up and ready for change. I approve this message because it's time that we sent one of us to Congress.
For 52 years, they've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. I did a great service in doing it.
You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women suffering from a miscarriage being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot? The freedom to make decisions about one's own body should not be made by the government.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad. Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Congratulations to Eisenberg Law Office for winning bronze for Best Law Firm, serving clients since 1983. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Union workers at Boeing are set to vote on a new contract proposal that could end their 5-week-long strike. The union says the deal will increase pay by 35% over 4 years. That's up from the 30% that was offered last month. It would also boost upfront bonuses from $6,000 to $7,000. The proposal still does not include a key demand from the union to restore the traditional pension plan, though it does increase the company's match in its 401k plan. The vote is scheduled for Wednesday. More than 500 varieties of frozen waffles were recalled over the weekend due to listeria concerns. The waffles were manufactured by Treehouse Goods and sold under more than a dozen major store brands, including Walmart's Great Value and Target's Good and Gather. No illnesses have been reported so far. Consumers are urged to throw out the recalled products or return them to the store for a refund. And it was a big weekend for scary movie sequels at the domestic box office. Smile 2 debuted at the top with $23 million, while Terrifier 3 was third with $9.3 million. Family-friendly The Wild Robots split the two at second, pulling in just over $10 million. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
At the noon hour, here's your stock report. We're in the red on a Monday. The Dow down 284 points, NASDAQ down 8, and the S&P 500 also down 24 at this hour. We are tracking today's egg prices straight ahead along with the first foreign forecast, and later on Live at 4, happiness expert Christine Whalen on how to keep your well-being when experiencing anxiety.
For 52 years, they've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. I did a great service in doing it.
You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. The freedom to make decisions about one's own body should not be made by the government.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Sometimes the smallest cracks can cause the biggest chills. And something sinister is lurking in the shadows.
What was that?
To survive, they must seal their fate.
Not working.
With Feldco.
50% off Windows ends soon. Come now.
This fall, watch out for The Draft.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
When it comes to winning internet, TDS is in a league of our own. Just like the Green Bay Packers, Wisconsin born and bred, we live, work, play, hire, and get involved in the communities we serve. Like delivering the green and gold standard of internet. 100% fiber internet that's as fast, powerful, and reliable as your other hometown favorite, the Packers. TDS, internet that's built Wisconsin strong.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The right to vote is the foundation of democracy. For decades, we have been forced to fight voter suppression to increase voter turnout in the black community, while overcoming barriers designed to undermine voter participation. The NAACP of Wisconsin believes your vote matters, and we urge you to double-check your voter information at myvotewisconsin.gov. In-person absentee voting begins Tuesday, October 22nd. Now let's be all in to vote on November 5.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast. First world meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, good afternoon, Josh. After a beautiful weekend, we continue as we are going into this Monday, and it looks like it's going to be changing over the next couple of days. Probably hear the lawnmower behind me. Kind of unbelievable that we're still having to mow the lawn this late in October, even with all the lack of rain we've had. All right, we're expecting temperatures very close to 80 today, but the record is actually 84, so that's going to be very close to that. And that sun does set just after 6 o'clock. So near record warm today. May fall just a little bit short of that. Either way, just unseasonably warm for this time of October. Now, things will start to change tomorrow. We'll start to see a little bit more cloud cover out ahead of a cold front that'll possibly produce a shower or two. It's going to be pretty dry. Don't expect a whole lot out of that. The better chance, this is some good news, Thursday night, pretty widespread area of rain moving across the entire state. It'll be in and out fairly quickly, but all of us have a pretty good shot of seeing some decent rains by then. Right now, you can see that weak disturbance that's passing across Nebraska right now. That's going to send some clouds our way tomorrow and also a few showers. See a few bits, a little bit of green there showing up in parts of Nebraska. It's kind of running into a little bit more stable atmosphere that we have overhead, but can't rule out a spotty shower. More clouds than anything tomorrow. Really could use some rain. Drought monitor that came out last week. The drought conditions, severe levels near the Illinois border. A lot of Wisconsin in the moderate drought, otherwise abnormally dry, indicated by the yellow. Either way, we all need some rain, and we do have those chances coming in. Small chances tomorrow, but better chances. It looks like this window will come in later Thursday evening till about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning Friday. That'll be an opportunity for seeing widespread rain across the entire state, and boy, do we need it. Temperatures near 80 today, so another warm afternoon, feeling like summer. We'll back off through the 60s, so still pretty mild this evening with that southerly wind. We'll see mostly sunny skies today as temperatures get close to 80, a few low 80s showing up down in the south and west going into the afternoon. Well, mostly clear skies tonight, but a few high, thin clouds may stream on in, but noticing temperatures in the 60s up until midnight. Then we'll back off in the lower 50s waking up tomorrow morning. We'll see more cloud cover start to spread into the area. You see a couple of blips of green showing up on our future track during the afternoon hours, mainly coming in out of Illinois, but these are going to be very isolated and very light, not amounting to much at all. But that will be the sign of some changes coming our way. Now, we have the winds out of the southwest. That'll be up there about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Coming down this evening, generally less than 10 miles per hour, so not too bad there. All right, Thursday, the daylight hours should be dry, seasonable, the temperatures in the 60s. Here we're at 8 o'clock, starting to spread into western Wisconsin. Solid area of rain. This will be with us overnight up until about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Then everything moving on to the east, we'll get back in some sunshine. Some good news then as we have some rain. Also going to be relatively mild. Our average high now in the 50s, but we'll be in the 60s and even going back in the 70s again, it looks like, going into Halloween week. Right now, 72 in Madison, 75 in Janesville, also the Dells, 76 in Lone Rock. We do have these winds out of the south and southwest. They'll be up there about 10 miles per hour, 10 to 15 miles per hour today. 70 for our Tuesday, 60 on Wednesday. There's that chance of rain. It's not showing up on the graphic, but a pretty good chance of some rain Thursday night. Should be out of here by Friday. And just a slim chance of a shower right now, it looks like, for Sunday.
You know, Kelly, I'm thinking back to a few years ago when we had 7 inches of snow on Halloween, and here we are with the 70s next week.
You know, October, I've seen this myself. October can be 80s, or like you mentioned, we can get some snow.
It's wild. Yeah. I think we'll take the warmer weather for now because we know the snow will come eventually, right?
Exactly. Let's hopefully not yet. Not in October.
Yes, not in October. Well, today Howard's making a coconut cream pie from scratch in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you've ever had a slice of a really good pie at a diner, get your taste buds ready for a real treat. Because today, we're making a from-scratch diner-style coconut cream pie that's so good you won't be able to contain your excitement. And did I mention it's easy, too? To make it, all we do is combine some milk, a few eggs, a good amount of coconut, and some sugar in a saucepan. That's the stuff that's going to make this pie crazy delicious. To that, we add a bit of flour, butter, vanilla, a pinch of salt, and we cook this over medium heat until it thickens up. Once it does, we pour it into a pie crust that we just baked, and into the fridge it goes to chill. When it cools, we'll top it with whipped cream and toasted coconut, and it's done. One bite of the homemade filling sandwiched between the creamy whipped topping and the flaky pie crust, and nothing else will matter. To get the recipe for our coconut cream pie, all you need to do is go to our website. You might even want to print out a few extra copies while you're online, because there's a pretty good chance that anyone who tries this will want to get a copy for themselves. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a super creamy and coconutty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Ahead at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. You can email them to tips@channel3000.com, and we'll get the answers for you next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm working harder than ever just to pay the bills and provide for my family. But here's what Kamala Harris thought my money should go to instead. Job training for illegal immigrants, even after they commit crimes in America. Hotel rooms for illegal immigrants while our vets sleep on the street. Sex changes for illegal immigrants out of my pocket. Seriously, have these people lost their mind? Kamala Harris can never, ever be our president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
When I was 5, I began getting sexually abused by my stepfather, and he got me pregnant when I was 12. "64,000 pregnancies from rape have occurred in states with total abortion bans. And Trump did this. Women and girls need to have choices. With Kamala Harris, we do."
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
Welcome back at noon. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. Remember, you can email them to tips@channel3000.com. We love when Lisa answers those questions for us. You always have good answers for us.
I try.
You try. You try. What do we have here today? This is different.
So this is a myrtle. It's a topiary. It just came in. So topiary is a plant that's been sort of pruned or manipulated to be a shape. Sometimes they're spiral. This is what we call a single pom-pom. And myrtle's a herb. That not necessarily edible, but they used to use it a lot to put on the floors of medieval castles because it has a really fresh smell.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's very European, like knot gardens. It's very popular.
Yeah.
Because you can shear it really easily.
It's very decorative, too.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is pretty, something different. All right, let's get to the questions this morning, or this afternoon, rather. First up, John in Wanakee asks, we planted arborvitaes in our yard 4 weeks ago, but I think we overwatered them. The leaves are turning yellow on the bottom. Are they dying, and is there a way to save them?
Okay, so I would really think, John in Wanakee, that with the dry weather we've had, it'd be pretty impossible to overwater arborvitae at this time of year. They're super thirsty. They often grow along, stream beds and that kind of thing. So keep watering them, a good soak once a week until the ground freezes. Arborvitae do this thing called fall needle drop, where the foliage on the inside and at the bottom kind of turns yellow and falls off. As long as the leaves on the outside of the plant are still green, you're fine.
All right, we're keeping that tree theme going with Rita here. Rita says, I planted a new tree a month ago and I'm wondering how long to keep watering it. We had a killing frost a week ago.
So she doesn't say what kind of tree it is, but planting things at this time of year, especially when it's as dry as it's been, means that they need a good soak once a week until the ground freezes, not a killing frost. And usually we say that's around Thanksgiving. It might be even a little bit later this year, given how warm the air temperature has been lately. So keep up with that watering, good soak once a week. Mulching will help. So if you don't have bark mulch planted around the perimeter of the tree, around the planting area, go ahead and do that. That will help to stabilize the moisture in the soil and will also regulate the soil temperature.
I've always wondered about that because that was even when we planted new trees in our yard. They're like, make sure you put mulch around.
Mulch is super important. Yes. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Keeps weeds down too.
Oh, there you go. All right, next question, another tree question from Judy. Judy asks, will a trumpet vine kill her tree? And she also sent us a picture, which I showed you.
She did, and she has a very large tree with a very vigorous
big vine, yeah.
A big, vigorous trumpet vine on it. Trumpet vine is a twining vine, not a clinging vine, so it doesn't do any damage. Your tree is really mature, so it's unlikely that that trumpet vine is going to do enough to girdle that tree in the short term, and it would be really hard to get it off of there. So just keep an eye on it. When trumpet vine gets on young things, it can sort of do some damage, but unlikely to with that big mature tree that you have.
All right, question number 4 from Diane. Diane says she bought some mums that she'll overwinter so she can plant them in the ground next spring. How and when does she best divide them to make sure that she gets more plants next year?
So the mums that you're buying at this time of year that are really blooming can be overwintered. Best to do it, just sink the pots right in the ground, either that or put them in a sheltered area and put mulch around the pots. Leaving them with the roots exposed will likely not be the best way to get them through the winter if we have any kind of cold weather. These mums are also really not dividable. So when you find your spot in the spring, plunk them in there, and if you want more, you'll have to buy more because they don't divide really easily.
Some really good questions today, and I know people are like, with the weather the way it is, like something's reblooming, and it's just that we're all screwed up.
I know, we're all like sort of catawampus right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
but we know
it'll
winter,
be fine.
Yeah, and winter
will be here sooner.
We know it always does. We're gonna go like what, from 70s to all of a sudden probably down to freezing and snow and like.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 31 one night this week. So
it's just wild. All right,
roller
Lisa.
Coaster.
Yes, it is here in Wisconsin. Thank you. Let's go to Kelly now for a final check of your forecast.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a roller coaster ride coming our way. One thing we need is some rain, and the good news is we do have some rain. This will be coming in Thursday night. You watch us on our future track, 8 o'clock or so, spreading into western Wisconsin. This will be with us through the overnight period, so this is some good news. Widespread rain expected, should be clearing up by Friday. One thing's for sure, this is going out ahead into the end of the month into November, so Halloween looks like it will be warm. 79 today. We will see more cloud cover tomorrow as we get up to 70. There will be one frost potential. That'll be coming in Thursday morning with temperatures in the lower 30s. Otherwise, afternoon highs in the 60s. I think we'll be done with the frost toward the end of the weekend into much of next week. And we do have that chance of rain coming in Thursday night. I know it's not showing up on the graphic. Pretty good shot for some rain then. Just a slim chance toward the later part of the weekend. Then we're right back through the 60s and into the 70s by the middle of next week.
All right, Kelly. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today at noon. Have a great afternoon.